Let's look at the SC method of factoring trinomials. So let's say we have 2x squared minus 11x plus 5. So how can you use the SC method to factor this? Now here the first step is to factor out any common terms. As you can see here, we have no common terms here. Okay? So after knowing that we have no common terms, or after getting the common terms in case there is any, then you need to identify values of A, B, and C. Okay? So step 2 is to identify A, B, and C. And in this case, our value of A is 2, our value of B is negative 11, and our value of C is 5. Okay? After identifying A, B, and C, the next step is to multiply A and C. Okay? So we need to get A and C and then multiply them. So A times C will be 2 times 5, which is equals to 10. Okay? Now we need to find the factors of 10. So the factors of 10, we have negative 1, we have 1, we have 2, we have negative 2, we have 5, we have negative 5, we have 10, we have negative 10. Okay? Now, we need to get two numbers from these factors. We need to get two numbers that can multiply together to get 10. When you multiply the two numbers, you can get 10. Okay? So here, the numbers that you can multiply to get 10, we can have 1 times 10. We can have negative 1 times negative 10. This still gives us 10. We can have 2 times 5. We can have negative 2 times negative 5. All these, when you multiply them, you get 10. Now, out of these that we have got, 1, 2, 3, 4. Out of the 4 sets that we have got, we need to look for factors among these that you can add and get 11. Okay? When you add the figures that you multiplied, you should be able to get negative 11. As you can see here, 1 plus 10 is 11, positive 11. We are looking for negative 11. Negative 1 and negative 10, when you add them together, you get negative 11. 2 plus 5 gives 7. Minus 2 minus 5 gives negative 7. So our suitable factors are negative 1 and negative 10. Now let's replace negative 11 in this, our expression here. We replace this negative 11 with these factors, negative 1 and negative 10. So it will become 2x squared, then minus 11x will become minus 10x, then minus 1x, okay? Then plus 5. Now the next step is to group them. So when we group these, we shall have 2x squared minus 10x in one group, then this here in the second group. Now this one, to make it come out like this, we shall say plus minus 1x plus 5, okay? Because if you can't leave here negative, because we are grouping, it's now a group. If you left it as negative, then it would change the sign to minus, yet we want it to remain a positive, okay? So after grouping, now we need to find common factors in each group. Now in this group, the common factor is 2x, as you can see. So we factor it out to be 2x into 2x squared divided by 2x. We are left with x. Then minus 10x divided by 2x. We are left with 5. Then plus, we need to get the common factor in this group. The common factor that we can get is negative 1. Okay, so negative, we factor it out. Negative 1x divided by negative 1, we get x. Then plus 5 divided by negative 1, we get negative 5. So this is what we have. Since now we have x minus 5 here and x minus 5 here, we can factor it out because it's common. So we have x minus 5. Now this divided by x minus 5, this cancels, we are left with 2x. Here we are left with 2x. Then with this sign minus this divided by this cancels out and we are left with minus 1. Okay? So as you can see, we've been able to factor the expression. So 2x squared minus 11x plus 5 is equals to x minus 5 into 2x minus 1. Let's look at another example. If we have 10x squared plus 33x minus 7, so we are required to find the factors of this. So using the AC method, so now we say the first step using the AC method is to factor out any common terms. As you can see here, we don't have any common terms. Now the next step is to identify the values of A, B, and C. So our A in this case is 10, B is 33, and C is negative 7. After identifying those, then the next step is to multiply A times C, which will be 10 times negative 7, which is equals to negative 70. Okay? Now we need to find the factors of negative 70. So 70 can be divided, when you divide 70 by 2, you get 35. Divide 35 by 5, you get 7. 7 divided by 7, you get 1. So here, you can get, here the factors you can get from this, plus their negative counterparts. Then also 2 times 5 is 10, which is not catered for here. That is also a factor. Then 2 times 7 is 14, which is also not catered for here. 5 times 7 is 35, which is here. So the other factors will be 2 times 5, which is 10. Then 2 times 7, which is 14. So our factors will be 1 and negative 1, then 7, negative 7, then 5, negative 5, then 2, negative 2, then 70, negative 70, then 35, negative 35, then we already did 7, we already did 1, so then 10, negative 10, and then 14, negative 14. So these are our factors of negative 70, the factors of 70. Now firstly, we need to identify the two values that when you multiply them, you get negative 70 before we get the one of adding. So let's get the one when you multiply them, you get negative 70. So when you multiply 1 times negative 70, you get negative 70. When you multiply negative 1 times 70, you get negative 70. When you multiply 2 times negative 35, you get negative 70. When you multiply negative 2 times 35, you get negative 70. When you multiply 7 times negative 10, you get negative 70. And when you multiply negative 7 times 10, you get negative 70. Out of these, this is what we've been able to get. Now, among these, which you can multiply and get negative 70, we need to find the two factors that when you add them together, you get 33. This 33. When you multiply them together, you get negative 70 because of this and this. But when you add them, you get you get 33, positive 33. Now we need to look for those two factors. 1 minus 70, you get minus 69. Here you get 70 minus 1, 69. Here you get 2 minus 35, you get minus 33. We are looking for positive 33. So minus 2 plus 35, this gives us 33. This gives us 7 minus 10, gives us minus 3. Minus 7 plus 10 gives us 3. So our desired two values are negative 2 and 35. So now, after getting those two, you need to replace them in this expression here. We replace them for 33x, okay? So we shall have 10x squared, then in place of 33x, we shall put this, so minus 2x plus 35x, then minus 7 at the end. So the next step will be to group them. So this will be the first group, and this will be the second group. You have to be keen with this sign here, such that when you open the bracket, it remains as it was before, okay? So when you get this, it remains. If it had been here positive, then it would have to change. If it had been a negative here, we would have to change here. But it's a positive, so that's good. So it remains like that. So after grouping, we need to factor out the commons, the ones that are common. In this group here, 2x is common, so we factor it out. 10x squared divided by 2x, we are left with 5x minus 2x divided by 2x is 1. Then in this group, the common one is 7, so we factor it out. 35x divided by 7, we are left with 5x. Minus 7 divided by 7, we are left with minus 1. As you can see again, 5x minus 1 is common, we factor it out. So 5x minus 1. Then this divided by 5x minus 1, we are left with 2x. Then this divided by 5x minus 1, we are left with positive 7. Okay, so now these are the factors of that expression. So that's how you use the SC method to find factors of trinomials. Thank you so much for watching. Kindly subscribe to this channel if you haven't subscribed yet. Like, comment, and share with your friends so that they also get to experience this wonderful knowledge. Thank you so much. Let's meet in the next video.